Psychobabble vs. Common Sense Wisdom 2. Chapter 1. The Truth as I See It. What the Great Thinkers Say About Life vs. Me. Try these two YouTube channels to see what our great thinkers say about life. Philosophy Overdose. Philosophies for Life. Enlightenment is simple once you get there, but the hard part is getting there. Then once you get there, it can still be a daily struggle to have the will to get up and release your natural energy. Dante Alighieri wrote the 7 deadly sins in the Divine Comedy for a reason, because all human beings are fallible, potentially lazy and evil. Everybody gets old. Aging brings a loss of willpower and natural inspiration. There should be one gestalt moment when you realize they might have taught you some useful stuff in grade school, in church, on TV, etc., but all you own and know for sure is that purity that is your true nature given by God or whatever created you at birth. Your only obligation in life is to follow it to fruition one day at a time through intuition/your free spirit. My contract with God or life is to release the natural energy inside of me almost every day barring rest days without buying into the artificial values of the world. All I own is an internal standard that tells me what to do to be happy with myself. All I own is my body and soul right here, right now. What if my bank account says I'm worth $1 billion? What can I do with it? Buy a lot of cocaine, then overdose and die. I don't have the inner constitution to get people to do embarrassing things for money, which is why I would never hire a hooker. I've been with guys who have hired hookers in the same room when the hookers came in. I felt it was demeaning. If a girl or guy are so low in life that they have to sell their bodies, I'm not going to take advantage of it. I did recreational drugs when I was young. They mean nothing to me now. Some people reach a point where they can't get high anymore. I would get a headache if I tried to get drunk or high now. Money can't buy love. If you're a billionaire, you can pretend to be a peacock, buy a big car, a yacht, etc. to impress chicks, but everyone knows it's a sugar daddy gold digger deal. As soon as your money is gone, she's gone, like that lawyer who funded the chick with her music videos on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills TV show. He got caught stealing money. She's gone. What can I buy with a lot of money to enhance my life more than the way I live now? Nothing really. Happiness comes from expending my natural energy to the point that it earns me self-respect. That's it. You can't buy it. What can I buy that can make me really happy? 100 pounds of chocolate would be gluttonous. Would I live in a mansion bigger than I need while I'm aware there is so much misery in the world? What's the good of owning a big yacht when all I want to do is work out and work my mind? I can't think of anything much. I don't care about the matrix called the outside world. I'll die alone in my own thoughts facing my God. I'll age as well as I can, then die without being a sniveling coward about it. I have no pride in the world. If they gave me the Nobel Prize and an Academy Award, it wouldn't mean anything to me because I see the world as a corrupt place, like it says in Ephesians 6:12, a place ruled by an evil empire. I'm cynical enough as it is after all those religion classes as a kid learning about how disgusting humans are in the Old Testament. Jesus said, "Love your fellow man." I find this an unnatural way of being. I find it more natural to try to avoid conflicts with people. There are a lot of angry people out there looking to unload that anger on others. We live in a world of messed up people. What our self-help gurus say about how to feel good, happy, and peaceful are mostly about steps, strategies, and all that other one-liner crap. It's just about one thing. I am my true nature given by God. I owe it to the spirit of life to release this natural energy inside of me all the time to match my internal standard, not the evil stuff that everyone has inside of them: anger, greed, jealousy, violence, lust, addictions, gluttony, etc., but a mix of being a good, productive, useful person and being a harmless hedonist who doesn't hurt others in the process of getting my thrills. The truth as I see it. 1. For me, life is a dance. There's no job, dream, or purpose worth being a mechanical Spartan for. Live in the present. Seek joy as you live. I enjoy my life, I don't believe anybody, not that stupid stuff I learned in school about great men like Thomas Edison and Albert Einstein, both were thieves. Edison robbed Tesla, Einstein worked in a patent office and supposedly stole his theories from his wife. Life is supposed to be a dance of beauty, pleasure, love, sex, joy, and fun. Hard work in something you love to do because it feeds your soul. Whereas others see it as hard work, to you, it's a joyful process that makes you feel good. Know what turns you on within yourself that's good for you, then constantly do it. Anybody can do drugs. I did cocaine binges. After a week, you can't get high anymore. Addicts keep doing it looking for that high they can't get anymore because they've built a tolerance to the drug. There's nothing to be changed or transformed. You are your true nature. Know it and live by it. Once you realize you don't need other people's knowledge/bullshit about life, you're free to live yours. What is your true primal self away from everybody's bullshit? Watch your cat or dog. Be more like them than a brainwashed human being following society's indoctrination. I got this line from the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, crystalinks.com/emerald.html, an ancient book of wisdom. Let your soul flow ever upwards. It's about constantly doing something positive, productive, and naturally inspired from within yourself for your own sake and maybe help others along the way. The truth as I see it too. You can read self-help books and listen to self-help stuff which is free on YouTube and put a bunch of self-help notes up all over your house, but it won't matter for a rat's ass after 1 or 2 days. All that hype is gone every day when you wake up. You either have a natural disposition to get up to release a bunch of energy to feel good and ride life, or you're mundane. From my experience of people throughout my life, most tend towards natural mundanity, even though if you talk to them socially, virtually no one will ever admit to being a dull, mundane person. Most people want to be perceived as cool, happening dudes and babes by others. People lie like crazy. Most people are constantly thinking about themselves. They're not thinking about you or concerned with your well-being. They're thinking, do I look like a cool, happening person at this moment? People are massively brainwashed in school then at work so that they never discover their true nature, therefore never really live naturally. They're living according to the capitalist matrix, which wants you to be envious of people who have more money, stuff, status, and success within society so that you will waste your life working for that stuff, when the big trick to being successful is to live by your own standard. Screw them all with all their bullshit. Figure out what you really like to do. What would you do if you were financially free and didn't have to bother with school or work? Either figure out a way to earn money by doing what you love to do, but if you can't, figure out a way to work for the man or run a business such that you save enough money to live a comfortable life and spend your free time doing what you enjoy doing. You don't need a lot of material things to live a great life. You need a comfortable roof over your head, electricity, water, the internet, some stuff that you use regularly like clothes, electric components, food, and that's it. The rest of your life is in what you think and do and what loving people and pets you have with you. The bulk of feeling good is to do the things that you really like to do. Be true to yourself. Be happy with who you are. Take away school and work for most people, give them a bunch of money, and what happens? Some degenerate into drug or alcohol addiction. Some become food or shopping addicts. Some become couch potatoes, not doing much of anything beyond comfort and entertainment. If you were totally free, would you have positive, naturally inspired things to do day after day that make you feel good about being alive? Release the natural energy in your soul, whatever it is, be it inspired, hedonistic, practical, loving, sexual. Money is not the root of all evil. The love of it is. The truth as I see it. 3. At best, the so-called science of human behavior called psychology is minor entertainment, meaningless news, and fake knowledge. At worst, it's criminal fraud that damages people's lives by offering phony knowledge, putting people into categories, which is all moot because every individual is a loner living alone in their own heads, universes apart from everyone else. No human has telepathic powers. Nobody can really get close to understanding another person's life. To pretend to do so and call it science is arrogant fraud. The best you can do with anyone if you're trying to help them is deal with them one-on-one and try to develop some kind of emotional understanding, compassion, and empathy. That's it. You don't put them in a category, say they got a biochemical deficiency or give them mental health drugs. Virtually every mental problem is a problem of the human spirit, although some people seem really off and it doesn't seem to be spiritual. I don't mean mentally retarded people but people who don't seem to be in the regular world like the rest of us. I have only met a few people like this in my life. Are they crazy like a fox? I don't know. If someone seems psychotic, lock them up for their own safety. There's not much else you can do, but there are so few of them. They throw those schizophrenia and manic depressive diagnoses around like crazy. They qualify people for disability payments, time off from work, mental health drugs and therapy sessions where somebody becomes your phony friend for a fee by the hour. Schizophrenia is defined as disordered thinking, which could be any person with an undisciplined mind. Manic depression is supposedly people who feel euphoric and high for a while then go down to feel tired and low. To me, this is normal. I have periods of high activity, then I rest. It's the cycle of life, but they have made a mental illness out of it. Wimp victims who don't want to take responsibility for their lives jump on it. Many weak people want to be diagnosed with some fake mental disorder to take the responsibility for their lives away from themselves and blame it on the fictitious illness that keeps both sides happy. The wimp victim gets an excuse for being a pathetic human being while the mental health people make money. We live in a wimp victim society where there is a lot of money to be made with all these therapists and self-help gurus offering fake knowledge solutions, with many people willing to eat it up because they don't want to know the truth, that they're weak-willed wimps who don't have the guts to become the people they were naturally born with the potential to be. They'd rather sit around, watch a screen, take a drug and eat junk food like the controlled masses in Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. They want some fake mental health professional to say they got a biochemical disorder in their brain that causes them to be a wimp. They say it's not your fault. We'll give you therapy and drugs as long as you keep paying us. People with real mental challenges, as with Down syndrome, is obvious. They were born that way with a brain that's slower in some things than normal people like school subjects, but many are as emotional and street smart as anyone. As far as ADHD, learning disabilities, and special education go, it's a big crock of crap, a way for teachers to get rid of disruptive students and schools to make extra money. The creator of the term or disease ADHD, Leon Eisenberg, admitted it was a fraud to sell drugs and otherwise make money before he died. naturalsociety.com/ADHD-fictitious-disease-says-creator-Leon-Eisenberg. People are emotional. They live at that level by what they feel, not think. Trying to help someone with intellectual BS never works because it's not natural and intuitive. Life is about the human spirit. You either have a sense of natural vivacity and inspiration or you're mundane. Many people feel like they don't measure up to the glittery people on TV, so they buy materialistic junk to help bring them up a notch, but it never works. The solution to life is to release the natural energy in your soul all the time to feel good, free and happy. The truth as I see it: for everybody is a loner individual with a true essence, true nature, a soul, a spirit, a consciousness. This is this engine that runs your life, this feeling you had at first thinking consciousness at about 4 years old. The only way to change it is to get hit on the head or do a lot of chemicals, as in drugs or booze. People or the world can brainwash you massively, but deep inside, there is still that little kernel that is the pure you. Enlightened people know they have a true nature and live by it, unlike the massive sea of humanity that lives by the brainwash of the world. The question is, how much of your soul do you live by on a daily basis? Do you follow the artificial values of the world, as in working a job, trying to get rich, trying to be cool, famous, etc.? Do you not do much of anything, as with the couch potato type of lifestyle? You can be brainwashed like I was as a normal guy growing up in Canada. I was half brainwashed by the world of ambition and capitalism and half natural, doing my own thing until I was about 27, jogging one morning, watching the people in cars beside me going to work, asking myself why am I the only one here and everybody else is going to work. It was because I have a natural intuitive standard inside of me of who I am and how I should live untouched by the world around me. I was strong enough to discover it and live by it. Most people stay stuck in the manufactured society around them made up of other people, ideas, and institutions sometimes called the Matrix and never take the time to live life purely from their own point of view. You either discover your soul then make a pact with yourself to live by it being true to yourself, or you live in the Matrix, going along with what the people and forces around you say. After a day of working for the man in an artificial setting, most people want massive distraction through comfort and entertainment to take the edge of the mundane world of work. Most people get sucked into school and work and in the process lose a hold of who they really are. I went to school. I got sucked into academic competition, capitalist ambition, and career success, so I took that ride. Then in a moment of clarity, I realized all the psychology I learned did not help me one bit in giving me insight into my life as a naive young truth seeker. As a normal young man brainwashed by the world system, I originally thought that psychology was a profound field with real insights into human behavior, but it isn't. It's a bunch of assholes pretending to have an interest in some aspect of human behavior, writing silly articles, teaching useless courses, pretending to offer advice to naive people. The only truth is I am my true nature. I have the guts to live by it in a world that wants me to be a wage slave worker plebe, so screw all of you with your bullshit.